Do you have thoughts on the goings-on with Dr. Jordan Peterson in this fine new year? Thank you for being. Have a smiley day. Many greetings from Norway. They are... I wanted to say, I was going to say they are playing with fire. I really hope they've discovered that they are playing with fire.
They are certainly...
May he triumph.
Oh, he's going to triumph. I cannot imagine.
Hope so. How are you so confident? If triumph includes him keeping his whatever
license,
yeah,
I don't know that he will keep his license, but I do think they obviously wouldn't have done this if they were going to back down easily. They must have assumed they were going to triumph in the end rather than back down, which means that they're dummies because this is not a fight they should have picked. So anyway, my sense is, look, if I found out...
Maybe they wanted to do it all along and they waited until he wasn't in Canada. They were like, maybe they actually thought he'd roll over. In which case they're not paying any attention at all.
Yeah, then they just really have no idea where they are.
Yeah.
So anyway, my sense is he's going to triumph because it's very clear what he's going to do. And who are these people again?
It's the Canadian Board of such and suches.
I mean, who are these people again? Right? Okay. They're
not Jordan Peterson.
They're not Jordan Peterson. So anyway, I feel terrible for Jordan that he's facing this. On the other hand, he got where he is knowing exactly how to address situations like this one. And if they destroy Canadian psychology because they have to throw Jordan out for being impolite in tweets or whatever it is that they're...
He criticized Trudeau, and I believe he retweeted Pierre... I forgot how to pronounce his last name. The Poilievre, the conservative guy who was running for prime minister. Which obviously a bridge too far.
Yeah.
So, obviously he shouldn't have. I mean, criticizing Trudeau, that guy, how could he?
How could anyone criticize Trudeau? He's almost beyond critique. Yeah. So anyway, I expect Jordan to triumph by one route or the other, and you can't take them seriously. They obviously don't understand who they are, who he is, what psychology is. So anyway, it's one more field advertising that it doesn't have a clue.
Yeah, it's true. There are a lot of people who rely on clinical psychologists to figure themselves out or to get themselves back on track. And academia successfully got rid of a lot of people. And if psychology, which, I'm sure is filled with a bunch of louts and buffoons, like every field is, but if it's going to, I have no idea if Jordan has been acting as a clinician at all, in the last several years, I don't think so. Right? I've said this to you before. I think that he and we actually came to some of our insights about people. Yes, he was a professor as well, but I think us in the particular kinds of classrooms that we had because of the particular institution we were at, and him through his clinical practice, really cared deeply about the people, in our cases, the small numbers of students, and in his cases, his relatively small number of patients, whom he got to know and could see how they responded to being told the truth and being treated with respect and honor and being told the truth even when it hurt, right? And so even if he really hasn't been acting as a clinician for a while and really didn't have any active plans to go back to it, the prospect of being told actually not for you anymore is a large one. That's a big loss, even if it's entirely theoretical.
Well, I'm not arguing it's not a loss, but I'm arguing you have an invalid field wielding power
Invalid
it does
authority.
not deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look, it's bad, but it's no different than suddenly all of us who need to have doctors that we can go to have an entire field of people who turn out to be fakers. Right?
Yeah.
It's that. So
Yep.
the point is, look, it's probably true that in order to find a psychologist worth their salt, you are going to have to step out of the officialdom, and then you're going to have to figure out how it gets paid for, because maybe it's not going to be insurance.
I know of 2.
Right. But so that's the answer. And look, I'm not saying that that's an acceptable system. That's not why I'm comfortable with it. My
Not
point
including
is,
Jordan.
why would this be any different than any of these other things, right? We lost all of medicine. They're all gone, right? You've got like a small handful of people who figured their way through the puzzle.
Yeah.
And then you've got a lot of other people with a degree and a job who staff hospitals and do whatever else, who turn out not to be capable of seeing a corporate fiction passed along as if it were science, right? So anyway, it's, okay, psychology too. Not surprised.